You bring her in, I guarantee her safety. In this war, anything goes.
Hi, girls.
Hi. You look so pretty.
Oh, thank you very much. You girls look amazing as well. I have to say that I loved season 3. It's such an amazing TV show. And what a journey, right? 3 years in this show, and it's so amazing. And my first question is for Esme, and I wanted to know from you. We have Hannah here as a thriller and action TV show, but at the same time, this is a coming of age story. How do you see your character's evolution through season 1 to season 3?
Well, in season 1, I think she's discovering everything. So it's new and exciting, and she's kind of naive. And I've tried to bring a lot of youth to it. And then season 2, she's dealing with loss. So she's in grief, you know, for Eric. And there's this kind of existential pain that she's going through. And then I think in season 3, I really enjoyed just kind of growing her up a little bit and being more mature with it, and just kind of like, I think she's a bit more just in her own and confident and just says what she wants, which was really fun.
Yeah, and I love her style, her fashion style in this season. I think it looks so badass. And Mira, we see Marissa here evolving as well in season 3, and it's amazing how we end up falling in love with her. And in this season, we also find out where she comes from and why she is the way she is, especially on season 1 and season 2. For you, how do you see her journey from the season 1 and now here being not only a certain kind of hero, but also kind of like a best friend for Hannah, right?
She, you know, has such a kind of steely exterior through season 1 and 2, and in order for her to become her best version of herself, it all has to kind of deconstruct, right? When she gets faced with her past and how she got created, how she arrived where she was, she has to break it all apart. So we see Marissa really, really messy this year, which I love. And even just the fact that she's deep undercover, she's alone a lot, and what happens when we spend time just with ourselves and with our thoughts and looking at our past and having to go through that painful process gets her to a place where she's willing to make, you know, huge sacrifices for this other person that she's grown to love.
We see in season 3, episode 4, an amazing cat fight involving Hannah. Could you please walk me through that process? How was it making that scene? Did you do most of your stunt in this scene?
I don't remember it. All I remember from that day, because I remember being in the woods, was donuts.
Yes, there were donuts, but that was at the very end. Did you guys have another fight earlier?
Do you know what, my memory, I've got to say, I'm so sorry, but it's such an intense thing, the show, like, and we do so much so quickly that it's really difficult to remember, like, individual moments and fights and, like, what happened on the day. So for that one, I'm sorry, I can't remember. But what I will say is that all the other girls did so much training, and if it was a fight with one of them, it was probably them, because they did a lot of training for it, and were really badass.
I have to say how much I loved season 3 of Hannah, and you are amazing in this season.
Oh, thank you. It's an incredible season of intrigue and action and great plot twists, and thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. And I have to say that in this season, we see Carmichael changing a lot. He's a very complex character since season 2, but especially in this season, we have all of those ups and downs, especially in his relationship with Marissa. And I have to say that I have a lot of mixed feelings about him in this season.
Yes. Well, I think that's probably intended. David Farr always knew how Carmichael was going to play out over time. And if you recall from last season, he winds up at the end of that story in deep trouble. He's now being, and season 3 starts the next day pretty much, when by now Marissa Viegler and Hannah are using him, coercing him to take down his own program. And that's just the start of this season, because it gets worse and worse for Carmichael from there.
Exactly. And I love to see that dynamic, not only between him and Hanna in a more indirect way, but more directly with Marissa, because we sometimes we think that we can trust him, but all of a sudden we can't trust him. How did you react when you saw all of those changes in his persona in this season?
I think that's one of my favorite parts of this character is and it remains somewhat of an unknown what really their past included and what the exact nature of their relationship in the present is. I think when you find Carmichael at the beginning of season 3, he's very cautious. So he's giving away even less, especially to Marissa, because of how dangerous she is in truth. So that works for a little while, but ultimately it's revealed what the true purpose of the UTRAX program is. And when they gain that knowledge through using Carmichael, that's when things really get messy for him, because they don't need him as much anymore.
That's true. And what is the best thing about playing a villain in such a powerful TV show?
Who says I'm a villain? I don't think Carmichael ever sees himself as a villain, so it's wonderful that you do. But I think what you'll enjoy about Carmichael this season is really seeing someone fighting for his own survival. And he's a pro spy, so he's got all the tradecraft. He lies like he was born to lie, and it works until it doesn't. And things get real sticky for him in this series. It's really fun to play his panic and his decline.
And my last question is, did you expect that ending for your character, or did you think something different would happen to him?
Well, what I did know is that this was always conceived to be 3 seasons as one complete story. So I did not know what was going to happen to Carmichael within that. Remember, I joined Hanna in season 2 only, so I was being included in what was already a hit series on Amazon Prime. So much of my story was already made. It just was revealed that Carmichael had been running this program all along. And now in season 3, you do see his path gets very twisty, and the plots curl around each other, but you do see him fighting for his survival.
Yeah, and I loved the journey of your character. Thank you so much. It was such a huge pleasure to talk to you. And once again, congratulations on the show.
Thank you so much. What a pleasure. Thanks.
Thank you.